aren't willing to do that. Human beings, well, look at them. I'm giving you a gift that none of you are entitled to. Encouraging you, teaching you more and more about it, how to do it, and showing you with real money. Real money. When's the last time you saw anyone teaching bullshit that they teach and then literally go into a chart with a live account, walk you through the minute by minute and now second by second candlestick about what it should do and behave and time exactly when it's going to run away? Because I've never seen that. I've never seen it. Maybe you can direct me to somebody that's doing it. I would love to watch that. I would love to watch someone do that. Not talk about price. I want to see them push a fucking button, get in there and risk real money. I'm showing you what you're not entitled to. I'm showing you real account executions. That's exactly what I said you would see. I did not promise I was going to trade real money in front of you, because if I do that, I'm acting like a what? Trade advisor. Because if I'm willing to put the money on it in front of you, that means that you're going to probably be doing it too. And that means you're probably going to over leverage your account, because if I'm going to do it with my money, it must be good enough to be worthwhile. And you're going to push the limits, and you're going to do that 15 contract exposure in your combine, your funded account, or your real money account. And if I do it wrong, and I have had losing trades before, folks, that's happened. What happens if that next trade I take is a losing trade and you've maxed out? I can't live with myself with that risk. I can't. You might be willing to take that risk. I'm not willing to subject you to that. Truth be told, if Larry Williams in the beginning, okay, in 1995, if I would have been sitting in a medium like this, or if YouTube was a thing, and he was willing to sit up there and take his live trades, I swear to God, I would have done everything over leveraged, because he's in it. So you think it's far-fetched for me to have that opinion about all of you? If I was willing to sit out there and trade with real money in front of all of you, what you would do? I already know what you would do. Some of you would have every one of your 12 fucking connected fucking copy accounts fully leveraged to the fucking gills with every trade. That's why these funded account companies want me there. They want to be able to do that. They want to parlay everything. And I won't do that. Your credit has to be earned. My son will not run that Top Step account up to astronomical feats. He's not going to do it. He's running it up to $10,000. He's taking the money and he's closing it. That's all he's doing. That's all he's doing. Then when he takes that $10,000, he's going to put it in AMP futures. It's a real brokerage account. I'm not repping AMP. I'm not an affiliate. There's no fucking kickback. I've had issues with them, but for the most part, they're like anything else. They're any other broker. Everybody's going to have an issue. When I have trades that would be beneficial for me to close, and it's not on a limit basis, if I close it, the screen fades out for a little bit and the profit drops 2 or 3 times, then it closes me out. Is that shenanigans? Probably. Is it enough for me to want to stop doing business with them? No. I mean, there's going to be issues with every brokerage firm out there. Every brokerage firm has their faults. Every company that you deal with is going to have their faults. And because of that, and the fact that when I talk about things from an opinionated stance about things I think is a good or a bad thing about a company or a resource or a tool or something to that effect, when I'm telling you my opinion about it, it's real. I don't have an affiliation with anybody. No one's lacing my palm with money. No one's paying me for my support. I've literally had just about everybody come at me asking me, would you like to go into a partnership with us? We would pay you this much money and then a kickback on this. I literally, and folks, you know who you are. It was always the same thing. I appreciate you asking, but I don't do those things. That's it. That's the way it is. That's what I would want my mentor to be like. I'm not going to be influenced by anybody. I don't have an ulterior motive. I have nothing making me money except for what I do on my own. If I have a resource, I paid for it. If I use something, I paid for it. It's not gifted to me. It's not a, hey, look, we're going to give you this if you talk about it on your live stream, if you talk about it on your Twitter. I have people do that all the time. All the time. And it's no. No. I could make millions of fucking dollars doing product placement. And no. I've had people ask me to do teaching circuits, big fucking things, like big shows of it. No. I'm not interested. I told you I'm stepping down. Not because any of you fucking nitwits have pushed me away. I've scheduled my time. I scheduled my departure. It's down to the fucking minute. 11:59 on Twitter. My last video will drop. November 11th, 2023. And this Twitter will not speak again. There will not be another Twitter space. There will not be another meme. There will not be another sarcastic trolling remark by me. There won't be any kind of dose. There won't be any kind of chart being shared. There won't be any links being posted. There won't be anything except for what's on the Twitter time feed as it is. And nothing's going to be deleted. My YouTube channel, it's going to stay just like that. Whatever videos are up there are up there. And if I do anything going forward, it'll be right from my website. Or if I want to talk about something, it'll be on my SoundCloud, which ain't monetized. There is no future mentorship coming by me. I'm not going to be selling you a signal service. I'm not going to be doing master classes. I'm not going to run out of money and come back to you later on and say, hey, you want to do this? No. I want to build my kids up. I want to build them up. I want to spend time with my family because things are about to get rough. Probably in the next couple of weeks, really, to be honest with you. And you need to be thinking about how what you're doing right now is everything you're doing at this moment working towards you being financially independent. Are you able to make your own money apart from your job? Can you make money to sustain yourself without having to leave your house? I'm not saying rich now. I'm not saying that at all. But how little is 10 handles with one contract and $2,500 in 3 weeks? From the time he started, he didn't trade every day. There was a few days where he didn't do anything. I told him, I said, wait to see if they pay you out. Because I was thinking that, the whole thing was through deal. And they put a stay on that. So unless he was going to get paid, there's no sense of doing any more work to build up that account. So once he got confirmation that it was going to happen, then he started trading again. But how less can you go below that? One contract, 10 handles. Are you doing trade 5 handles? I'm not saying you can, but to me, that's a little extreme. I think 10 handles is the minimum you should reach for. Not to say you can't have a algorithm that runs 5 handles, because you can get into a trade, put a 5 handle limit order on it, and just static price that all day long. You're gonna have a lot of commission costs, but you can make money with that. To me, it doesn't make any sense to do it. But I could sit there all day long, and do 10 handles up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down in the real run and against the run. But is that a good use of my time? No. Because if I can sit when I know the market's likely to move, I can let all that other fluctuation and price action move around, leave some on the table for everybody else, and I can have a life outside of these screens, outside of the charts, outside of the market, outside of social media, talking to you and making videos and commenting and talking to people and my private mentorship. Like there's only so many minutes in a day, and I allot for them. And I want a more abundant supply of them doing things with my family. So when I see these people making bets, ICT's not going to leave, he's going to be here. I'm not going to be here, folks. I want you to understand that. I really, sincerely want you to understand that I am absolutely walking. Okay? I'm walking with headphones on, and I'm walking on sunshine because I have done what I said I was going to do. I've given you several models. They're very, very simple models too. I've made available to you my private mentorship core content lessons. There's no need for you to buy people that are trying to sell them. They're up there. There is no videos that's going to be made for my private mentorship group. I will never make them another video. You can't join it. And the only thing that we do is we chit chat. That's it. That's all it is. It's not even all that eventful. They just have access to me. And I'm going to devote more time to them. I've asked them to be very patient with me while I did this, because I wanted to stomp the guts out of the people that were in my mentorship, and they still are, hiding like little fucking rats. And they're trying to sell my stuff. So if I make anything in that video format for them, it'll just be making them money. I'm not going to let them have that. That's why I don't produce and won't produce any more content for private mentorship. They can ask me questions, and that's all that it is. That's it. That's all that it is. And if you're stupid enough to buy that from somebody, you're an idiot. Because everything that they've learned, everything that they have learned as a structure about mentorship and how I present the foundations to what it is I do, you already have free access. Month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 12. That is up there. Right on YouTube for free. And I'm not taking them down. Once in a while, if I want to do the equivalent of what you see here as a Twitter space, and I want to encourage you, on my website, I'll have a present lecture. It'll just be something that, I want to just reach out to y'all. It won't be monetized. It's just going to be text. And I know some of you want to hear it. Well, like I said, I have a life, and I want to get back to it. So I want you to think about this weekend before we go into Monday and start a new week. When you start trading, you want to start with a very slow, controlled approach. And I think 10 handles, if you can't follow the approach to trying to do that for 3 months. What? 3 months? And come on, 3 months ICT, that's too much. No, it ain't. Because if you can't submit yourself to 3 months doing the same thing over and over and over again, you don't have discipline. And if you don't, you'll forge it by doing it. You'll create discipline in yourself. It will keep you from over leveraging because you can only do one contract. It'll keep you from worrying about where to place your stop loss and when to move it and when to take partials. All that stuff is completely removed from it. You have the barest of essentials. My son was given no fat. It's as lean as it can be made lean. I used everything that he said that he was having an issue with. He wanted to have more contracts on, but he was afraid to take off partials. That's why he never did it. He didn't have one trade where he took a partial. Not one time. Not one time did he do it. Had he done it, he probably wouldn't have burned his account. Accounts, plural. I think he did like 7 of them. Burnt them. Trying to do the 150,000. I said, stop doing the 150,000. If you're going to do it with the 50,000. Because you can do everything you need to do in the beginning with that 50,000. Because it's not even real 50,000. Think of it like it's a $2,000 account. That's all it is. One mini using a high frequency trading model. Technically, if we're going to be really, really dogmatic about it, it is over leveraging. But it rewards him in a manner that I'm satisfied as his dad and as the mentor. I know what I gave him is solid as fuck. It's everyday trading. It's an every session trading model. It's an every hour model. It's there every 15 fucking minutes. How many 15 minutes happen in a session from beginning to end? It's a lot of fucking 15 seconds. 15 minutes, isn't it? And if you get 10 handles each time, your commission cost is going to be up, but not so much that you can't be profitable. Much more profitable than anybody else's shit out there. I had automated stuff that I wanted to share with him. But he's like, I need to know what it's doing and why it's doing it. And that was wonderful to hear. So that's what I did. I sat down one afternoon. I said, okay, list everything that you had issues with, what you feared, what you were afraid of, what you were trying to do, what's your goals. And I took away all the goals because they were unrealistic, stupid fucking things from a little boy. That's what it was. And all of you that are adults, the ladies and men that are listening to me, all of your goals, they're little children dreams right now. You need to take that stuff away and go back to boot camp. This is where you start. Humble beginnings. How can I protect myself from losing money to the greatest extent? How can I reduce the opportunity and make no allowance for failure to come in? How can I prevent myself from going on tilt? How do I keep myself from over trading, over leveraging, and worrying about how to move my stop loss and how to not to worry about where to take partials? Trade with one contract. Look for one setup. Have a model. Stick to that model. When you get your trade, if you lose and you take the full 12 handle hit, you stop. You don't do anymore. If you win, you stop. You don't trade again. The next day, it's a reset. New set. New opportunity. Follow the plan. Follow the process. Keep doing it. Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you stick to that? I'm challenging you as a community, my community. I don't give a fuck if you trade Mickey Mouse bullshit. If you're here and you're trying to learn from me, you have the rest of the next, what is it? Do we have, is it October? Okay, yeah, whatever. The rest of the year. The rest of the year, try to use your time seeing if you can look for one 10-handle run. Before I close this session, I'll repeat the rules for his model, okay? But for the ideal scenario for you to go forward is you have to remove the invitation for you to do more than is necessary. And when you discover how doing the least, which is what I've talked all the time, I talked about this. Do the least. Doing the least would beat the fuck out of the Robbins Cup placeholders right now. Doing the least could climb to the heights that those guys are sitting at right now. And they've worked all year long, and many of them haven't moved much because they're afraid of what they have right now. They don't want to lose it. Why? Because they don't know how to trade. They don't know how to trade. They found themselves up there doing things, and now because they're there in their positions, they're not willing to risk it. They're trusting, which is what I told everybody. If you get in there, and I have students that say they're going to go out there next year and try it. And what will happen is they're going to get in there and they're going to try to rush to get there real quick. And they're going to start thinking, I want to do more. I want to do more. I want to do more. When you don't need to do more.